These mindset blind spots that I'm describing here, these self-limiting beliefs that we are not aware of, we are not born with them. We learn them.
Unlock possibilities by changing your mindset. You will expand what's possible for you, for the ones around you, for the world. You're moving into a land of both blind spots and learning, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the mindset zone. Join your guide, Anna Melikian, founder of Solo Biz Academy, the director of education for Book Yourself Solid, and a PhD in psychology.
The show you are about to listen is backed by popular demand from the Mindset Zone archive vault. To get all new episodes, make sure you subscribe via your favorite podcast app and visit mindset.zone. Yes, instead of .com, it's .zone. There you can find the episode archive, show notes, and other amazing resources, including how to 4 times your success so you can work smarter, not harder, and learn how to leverage your talents to make a bigger impact while enjoying the process. All at mindset.zone. Hi, Anna Melikian here. At the beginning of the year, I like to reread books that impacted me in the past. And this year, I decided to read again The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's really a beautiful written short book that calls our attention to the many self-limiting beliefs we hold in our lives. And the author Don Miguel Ruiz called these beliefs agreements. I like to call them, when they are self-limiting beliefs, mindset blind spots, because we are not aware that we hold these beliefs, and yet we filter our experiences through them. And according to Don Miguel Ruiz, if we learn to replace these self-limiting beliefs by the 4 agreements proposed in his book, we can change our lives for the better. And what are these 4 agreements? 1, the first agreement is, be impeccable with your word. The second agreement is, don't take anything personally. The third agreement is, don't make assumptions. And the 4th agreement is, always do your best. And in the next episodes of this podcast, I will be focusing in these agreements. Today, I want to explore the concept of agreement as a self-limiting belief, which we hold without awareness. And this is really why I consider these self-limiting beliefs as mindset blind spots. Yet, unlike the visual blind spot I describe in episode 6, that is the blind spots, we all have them, and you can go and listen to this episode. It's very easy, just go to mindset.zone instead of .com, it's .zone, mindset.zone/6, the number of the episode, number 6. And you can listen to this episode 6 about the blind spots. We all have them, where I describe the visual blind spot. But these mindset blind spots that I'm describing here, these self-limiting beliefs that we are not aware of, we are not born with them. We learn them. And that is a big difference in relation to the visual blind spot. And Don Miguel Ruiz calls this learning process the domestication of humans. And is how we typically learn how to live and how to dream. And this often happens at the subconscious level. we start to believe in certain rules as truisms that we don't even consider to challenge. And these can be simple rules like saying thank you when someone gives us a gift, to take as facts that if someone says, you are dumb, you are ugly, you are bad, that also must be true. And I see this process of domestication as part of being human living in an organized society. Yet, I like the idea of living in a society where I have some say about the rules that govern it. And luckily enough, I'm really grateful about that fact. I live all my life in countries ruled by democratic regimes where theoretically we have some say on the rules. Yet, and it's there where I want to focus, there are so many implicit and subtle rules that are not written on the books, but are as strong or even stronger than the written ones. I want to have a say on these rules too. Even if it is for me to say I agree with it and I want to keep following that rule. And I consider this vital because often these are the rules that govern our personal lives, our day-to-day, and they make all the difference. And I'm aware that I cannot be in a state of constant analysis because that will lead to analysis paralysis. I will be overwhelmed and that overwhelming of being analyzing everything will prevent me to do any meaningful action. So I'm aware of it, but it's so important to create spaces where we become aware of these unwritten rules. And creating these spaces for myself helps me to become aware of my own mindset blind spots. And I see this as a 3-step A, B, C process. So, step 1 for me is awareness. Become aware that we have many self-limiting beliefs that make us react in a certain way. So this is my first step is the awareness, to become aware that we always have mindset blind spots. We have these self-limiting beliefs that make us react in certain ways. And that it allows me to go to step number 2, that is simply breathe out, and remind myself that I have the power to press the pause button. I don't have to react. I can choose how to respond. So step 1, A, awareness. Step 2, B, breathe out. And finally, step 3, C, create my response following my own agreements. And I speak a little bit about this on episode 8, React or Create Your Choice. And you can listen to this episode by go to mindset.zone/8. Or just if you are listening via iTunes, go to episode 8 of the podcast. And in that episode, I speak about a quote that I love from this quote, Stephen R. Covey attributes it to Viktor Frankl. And the quote is, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. I'm going to repeat this quote. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. I love this quote because we usually see a stimulus as something that activates a response almost automatically. There, between the stimulus and the response, Frankl sees a space. There is a space there. A brief space where we have the power to choose our response. A brief space where we can learn to be creators of our lives, not just reactors. And this is very powerful and transformational. So I decided to make a challenge to myself for the next 7 days. And it's simply to focus on the awareness about this step 1 of this ABC process. So step 1, become aware that we have many self-limiting beliefs that make us react in a certain way. So I'm not going to try to change anything. Even after I react to something, I just want to become aware. So the goal is to become aware. What happened here? What was the rule that I follow that in that subconscious level? And whenever possible, I will write down my awareness or the feelings about the situation, because sometimes maybe I cannot articulate it well in a cognitive level, but I can describe my feelings about the situation, how that situation where I felt that I react made me feel. And I'm trying to explore and to identify what are the rules that I'm following, and how do I feel about these rules or these agreements. Do I feel I need to do this, I have to do this, or I must to do this? Or do I feel that I want to do this? And of course, if you want, you can join me in this 7-day awareness challenge. And I love to hear your comments and learn about your experiences. Next week, I will be focusing on the first agreement, be impeccable with your word and reflect on the power of this agreement. Meanwhile, if you are listening to this podcast via my website, you can use the comments below the show notes to tell me about your experiences. You always can go to the show notes by go to mindset.zone/ the number of the episode, that is 17. So instead of .com, it's .zone. Mindset.zone/ 17, and leave me a message there or contact me via email or phone. You always can visit my website, melikian.com, or just type mindset.zone and you will be redirected to my main website, and there you will find the up-to-date info on how to reach me. So, as always, so grateful that you are here. Have a wonderful life and keep making a difference. Thank you for listening. And remember to visit mindset.zone. Yes, instead of .com is .zone. There you can find all the episodes and other amazing resources. As always, I'm so grateful that you have crossed over into the mindset zone. Expand what's possible for you, for the ones around you, for the world.